Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a pretty long overdue perfume haul. I haven't done one in a little minute because I definitely put a halt to all perfume shopping. I've been doing a lot of declutters as you've seen, so I know it's probably like, girl, why are you hauling perfumes if you're decluttering and trying to downsize? I actually haven't bought a new perfume other than the ones that I've bought, obviously like new releases for the sake of reviewing for you guys. I haven't really bought a lot of perfumes to do hauls in a little while, but these that I'm going to show you today are perfumes that I've bought within the past, I would say 6 months, that have just been sitting in my little perfume haul drawer waiting to be filmed. So if you see this haul, then you see a declutter and you're just like, 1 + 1 = 3, like this doesn't make sense. That's why I'm definitely not buying perfumes at the rate at which I was. Main reason being my move is coming up way sooner than I can even think about, and it's a lot actually to think about, but I'll talk all about that in my declutter, which that declutter video should have already gone up, so I will link that up here if you want to check it out. So with that said, let me get into today's perfume haul. I have a lot of new exciting perfumes, some nice discoveries, also a blind buy disappointment, a little bit of everything. Let's get straight into it. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. All right, because I have absolutely no patience, we're just gonna get the disappointment out the way because I really want to talk about this. This was a big time disappointment. I don't know if this is gonna be shocking to you guys or not for me to not like this perfume, but I just think it is so cheap smelling, and no, I don't think it smells like Barbie. This is the Define Me Barbie fragrance. This has been out for a little while now. I think that they came out with this. They came out with the Barbie and a Ken perfume during, I believe, the release of the Barbie movie. So that was like over a year ago now, which is also crazy to think about because I feel like I just saw that movie yesterday. Anyways, I held off on this for a while, but I kept seeing it recommended to me on Amazon, and I was like, okay, I want to just try this because I hear a lot of good things about it. So I was definitely really curious, and I also hold a very high standard for Barbie smelling perfumes because Barbie was my entire childhood, and I have my go-to Barbie scents. I literally have an entire video on perfumes that smell like Barbie, like true Barbie scents. So if you want to see that, I'll link it up here. But this, I don't think it smells like Barbie. I think it's just like a nice fruity body sprayish kind of scent. You absolutely don't need to spend, I think this was like $70 on a perfume when you can just get something like this very, very easily out of a $5–10 body mist. The notes of this are pretty delicious, which is what drew me to want to buy this, and I thought it would be a pretty successful blind buy. And not saying that it smells bad, it definitely doesn't smell bad, but it just smells like a little kid perfume to me, which at the same time I'm like, okay, well, it is a Barbie scent, like what was I thinking this was gonna be? But I don't know, I guess I just wanted more out of this scent. This is top notes of strawberry, cherry, pitaya, pomelo, middle notes of peony, rose, gardenia, magnolia, and base notes of whipped cream, musk, and sandalwood. Tons of fruitiness, definitely opens up with that really bright fruity burst. Definitely smell that strawberry, not really getting the cherry, a little bit of that pitaya, pomelo. I do get a little bit of that gardenia, which I think is another thing that throws me off in here. Not a big fan of gardenia scents. It's not that loud in here, but I can kind of smell it and it's bothering me, so I don't love that. And then the base, I'm personally not really getting whipped cream out of this. I don't find this creamy at all. I just find it a really bright, fresh, sweet, fruity kind of scent, and that's about it, which is why I find it just to be extremely generic. This is actually already listed up on my Mercari, so if it is still available, go check it out. My Mercari link is in the description box. It wasn't for me, and I can recreate this scent so easily with any fruity, sweet body mist that I have. There is a synthetic component to that as well that I'm not really loving. Okay, next up, I picked up this. This is an old love. I don't know how long it's been that I haven't had this in my collection, but this is Burberry Brit. This scent was way ahead of its time. Even to this day, smelling it, I'm just like, there is nothing that smells quite like this. Going back in time now, I'm like, why did I ever declutter this? I don't know. I think I just wasn't using it, because I think at the point that I had this, my collection was completely out of control, which is why I'm pretty adamant in downsizing now, because when it was at that level of 300 perfumes, I would try to go and pick out scents and I would be too overwhelmed. There would be days where I would just not even wear perfumes because I would be overwhelmed by all the options, and I would just be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not even gonna mess with this. But in saying that, I'm so happy that this is now back in my collection, and now my collection is way more well-rounded, and it's not just like overflowing with a ton of fragrances. Obviously, I still have a good amount. I review perfumes, so I want to have a variety, but it's nowhere near what it once was. Burberry Brit is just such a classic. This reminds me of my childhood. I grew up with this, and also Burberry London, which has a completely different vibe to this. This scent is kind of hard to explain. All I can say is it smells like sexy going out. It's incredible. I feel like every woman needs Burberry Brit. Pretty sure you could find a bottle of this online somewhere for, I don't know, like 30 bucks. It's pretty inexpensive and it's just amazing. I see it all the time at like Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx. You can always find it there, I feel. This has top notes of almond, lime, pear, middle notes of candied almond, sugar, peony, and base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and mahogany. As you can tell by the notes, it's pretty sweet. It's got a lot of sweet notes, but then you throw in that lime and it just does something magical. The lime and the pear, something about that combo mixed with those candied almond kind of notes just does something so unique that no other perfume has ever done. It's the perfect amount of fresh but not too fresh, sweet but not too sweet, a little bit of floral. If you are starting your perfume collection and you're like, you know what, I want to start with one solid perfume that is versatile, I could wear it every day, I could wear it to special occasions, this is such an incredible scent. So good in every sense. It's long lasting, it's powerful, smells amazing, price is right. What more can you ask out of perfume? Next, I have an Arab fragrance, and I'm so happy that I've discovered this. This is actually a dupe for a designer scent that I am in love with, and I kind of came across this because there are a few perfumes in my collection that I have backups for. It's not many, but I do have backups of some of my favorite scents ever, and I was looking into buying a backup for my Burberry Goddess perfume, which I'm in love with, probably in my top 10 perfumes ever. But I was just like, you know what, maybe there's a dupe out there and I don't have to spend over $100 on this scent. And I came across this scent from Lattafa. This is called Anam, and this is the most perfect, spot on, identical dupe to Burberry Goddess. I will never have to spend that money on that scent ever again, because now I have this, and it is literally like they just took the juice from that bottle and put it in here, except cut down the price drastically. It's that kind of spicy vanilla, a little bit tangy, tart. I don't even know how to explain that scent. It's just such a phenomenal scent. It's such a complimented scent. I get compliments on that perfume seriously every single time I wear it. This has top notes of ginger, mandarin, pink pepper, middle notes of lavender, praline, cacao, jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and musk. If you want an elevated vanilla, a vanilla that's not just gourmand and nothing else, go for this. I have a pretty big collection of vanilla, and I've curated that little collection of vanillas a lot through the years, and I'm also pretty picky when it comes to vanilla. I don't like a synthetic vanilla, and I also like vanilla to be unique each time. Believe it or not, that one single note of vanilla can be done in various ways. So even though I love the scent and I want an abundance of vanilla in my collection, I try for all my vanilla scents to not be the same, and this one is unlike any other vanilla. You can smell the vanilla, you know it's a vanilla scent, but it truly just stands alone. It doesn't compare to anything else, I mean, other than Burberry Goddess, which this is a dupe of. And if you've been wanting Burberry Goddess but you don't want to spend the money, check this out. I believe it was like under $30, and it's super strong and it lasts forever. Then this next perfume, I bought this a few months back. The reason why I bought this is because about, I don't even know, 2 years ago or so, I bought this lotion of this scent at TJ Maxx, and I used that lotion almost every time I get out of the shower. Not every single time, but it's what I gravitate to the most. It is just the most pure, clean. It smells like white. If you can imagine what the color white, which I don't think white is a color, but if you can't imagine what that would smell like, it would be this scent right here. This is Oscar de la Renta Bella Blanca. The bottle is really beautiful. It's very ethereal, and if I had to remake my wedding perfume recommendations video, I would definitely include this perfume in it because it is just beautiful, ethereal, smells like a bride kind of scent. It's the most perfect clean scent. I don't like overly fresh clean scents that just smell like laundry because I want to smell like I have a perfume on, and that is exactly what this is because it's the perfect level of fresh where it's not boring, it has personality. There's also depth in here. Like, you don't just put it on and it evaporates in 2 seconds. There's depth to it, almost a creaminess. I wouldn't say lactonic, but just it's a very well-rounded scent, let me just say that. This has top notes of pear, lily of the valley, green leaves, middle notes of jasmine, tuberose, orange blossom, rose, and base notes of musk, white iris, and sandalwood. There is a slight powderiness to this, but in the most beautiful way. I don't like overly powdery scents. I don't like scents that smell like baby powder, and that's not what this is. It's not that kind of powder. It's just a really clean, ethereal powderiness. It smells like you just came out of the shower. The most perfect fresh and clean scent. This is one of those scents where you smell and you're like, okay, that will get me compliments. There's just really no one that I feel like would smell this and say it smells bad. It smells so good while still being unique somehow. When it comes to freshies, this, get your hand on it if you want just a well-rounded fresh scent that has a little bit of sweetness. It's got depth, doesn't come off the skin in like 2 seconds. Check out Bella Blanca. Truly, it's a masterpiece. And then the last perfume that I have is another, I realized there was 2 perfumes that I rebought and brought back in my collection in this video. Burberry Brit being my first, and this is the other one. I have brought back my Ariana Grande REM. I think this is the 3rd time I've bought this, and at this point, this is not going anywhere. I'm gonna put this little stand thing aside because I feel like it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot. REM is one of those scents that I missed it so much after it was gone from my collection. There's something so calming about this, and I think that definitely has to do with the fact that this has lavender, but it's the softest form of lavender. I feel like sometimes lavender can come off a little edgy and kind of like bam in your face. For me, when I think of lavender, I think of YSL Libre, which is a very strong scent. This is not in that realm of fragrance at all. This is a really sweet, calming type of scent. There's a lot of sweetness in the lavender here. Like, there's nothing edgy or earthy or anything about that lavender. This has top notes of zephyr, caramel, salt, fig, which I point out because it's been like a standout note for me recently. It's got quince, and then middle notes of lavender, pear blossom, and base notes of musk, tonka bean, and sandalwood. This is one of those scents where it reminds me of like a cozy day in and there's a thunderstorm outside. That's what this gives me. It's such a comforting, cozy kind of scent. This smells like nighttime. I don't know how they did it, but I feel like they captured the true essence of the name of this scent. It's called REM, which is rapid eye movement, which is when you're fast asleep, and it just reminds me of dreams. It's ethereal smelling. It reminds me of the nighttime. A really good bedtime scent too. I will not be getting rid of this. Let's just say that. This is here again in my collection and here to stay. So that is it for this perfume haul. Some oldies but goodies that I brought back, a disappointment, and then a couple new scents also. So a little bit of everything in this perfume haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments when it comes to any of these scents. If you love them, if you hate them, let me know. That is it for me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.